Now, in a previous session, we have discussed primary industries, and I had given you introduction about what is secondary industry. I hope you all remember that. Yes, we had discussed that secondary industries are concerned with transformation or conversion of materials provided by the primary industry, and I had given you an example. The example is again in here. I'm going to repeat it again. For example, we extract iron ore and coal, which is done by the primary industry. When it comes to the secondary industry, it's put into a process, and iron ore and coal are converted into steel. So what is the final product or end product we get in secondary industry? That is steel. So in secondary industry, we have converted the raw material we got from the primary industry. We had put it into a process, and we have got an end product, which is the steel. Now we are going to do the types of secondary industry. We have two types of secondary industries. One is manufacturing industry, and the other one is construction industry. Now, in manufacturing industries, we are currently on conversion of raw material and semi-finished products into finished products. Basically, in these industries, we create form utility. I hope you all remember what do you mean by form utility, where we are converting the raw material into the finished product. Now, we have different types of manufacturing industry. Just have a look. We have analytical industry, we have synthetical industry, we have processing industry, and we have assembling industry. Now, in analytical industry, what happens is the basic raw material is broken into several useful material. Example is crude oil. Now, crude oil, you all know, it's raw oil, right? Basically, in oil refineries, what they do is they put crude oil into a process, and then from crude oil, we separate kerosene, we separate petrol, we separate diesel and lubricating oil. So in analytical industry, what we do is we are putting crude oil, that means the raw material, into a process, and we get different types of finished product. I hope I'm clear with the analytical industry. Children, can you show me your thumb up if you are clear with this? All right. Now, next is synthetic industry. Now, in synthetic industry, two or more materials are mixed to form a new product. Example is cement. Now, how do we make cement? We mix gypsum and coal. They both are mixed together, and then we get a final product, which is cement. So in synthetic industry, in this type of industry, we are mixing two raw materials, which we get from the primary industry. We are putting it into a process, and then finally we get cement, which is a finished product. Any doubt, children? Okay, next we come to the third type of manufacturing industry, that is processing. In processing industry, a raw material is processed through various stages to make a final product. Example again, in cotton textile industry, what we do, the cotton which we get from the as a raw material from primary industry, the raw cotton, that is put into different processes, different stages. For example, it is spinning, weaving, dyeing, bleaching, and printing, and finally we get the final product, which is the cotton cloth. Okay, so processing means one particular raw material is processed through various stages. Different stages are there, and then finally we get the final product, and cotton is an example of that. Are you clear with processing industry? Yes, children? We come to the fourth type of manufacturing industry, that is assembling. Now, in this type of industry, what we do, we combine different components or parts mechanically or chemically to produce a new product. A very good example is your electronics. If you see your mobile, if you have ever opened your mobile and you've seen, there are different components inside your mobile. Now, what is mobile? What they are doing is they are basically assembling different components and different parts, and then they make a final product in form of a mobile. Similarly, your refrigerators, your televisions, your ACs, your computers, your laptops, all these things are what? They show you, they come in one single piece, a final product. But inside that, what is there? There's assembling of different components or different parts. So this is what? Assembling industry. So in manufacturing industry, we have done four types of industries. That is analytical, where the raw material is broken into different final products. synthetical, where we are mixing 2 or more raw materials to get a final product. In processing, a single raw material is passed through different processes and then we get a final product. And in assembling, we are compiling different components and parts, and then we get a final product. Children, I am clear till here? Am I clear?
Ma'am.
Yes.
So ma'am, when we take electronics production,
the second type of secondary industry is your construction industry. As from the word itself, you can make out construction industries are those industries which are engaged in construction of building, dams, bridges, flyovers, roads, etc. Now they are basically the industries where they use the basic raw material from the manufacturing industry and they make something like infrastructures. These products are fixed. We cannot take them to the market for sale. They are very durable. They are basically erected, built or fabricated at one particular place. Okay, for example, if we are building dams or we are building roads or flyovers, we take raw material from manufacturing industry. That means we take cement, we take iron, we take brick from the manufacturing industry. We might take wood, sand from the extractive industry, and together with all these raw materials, we are constructing the infrastructure. Am I clear till here, children? Yes, children, I think construction. Yes. So our business activities were of 2 types, industry and commerce. We have already done industry. We have understood that industry involves production of goods. Now we are going to do what is commerce. The goods which are produced in the industry, they have to be distributed to the consumers. Okay, they have to reach the consumer. Now we'll understand what commerce is and how it helps us to distribute the goods. Now, just have a look. Commerce is a branch of business which involves buying and selling of goods and services and operations which facilitate such buying and selling. That means commerce is a type of a branch of business where the main thing is buying and selling of goods and services, the goods and services which are produced by the industries, and operations which facilitate such buying and selling. Means operations mean like banking, transportation, your insurance. All these operations help the trade people buying and selling of the goods to happen. All right. Now, what is the main aim of commerce? The main aim of commerce is to supply the goods at the right time, at the right place, and in proper quantity. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by providing goods at the right time, right place, and in proper quantity? Any idea? Please raise your hands. What do you mean by this point? Yes, Panani?
Ma'am, maybe it involves the transportation and whatever the order, the proper number of the goods that have to reach, where and where they have to reach, and when they have to reach.
Absolutely correct, Panani. Correct, absolutely. For example, Akshat, yes, Akshat, you want to say something?
It also deals with how much transport you need for carrying the goods to different places, right? Because like you need to know where to give the goods.
Okay, yes, correct. Can anybody give me any example? Any example? Yes.
Ma'am, like there's a food product which needs to reach from Mumbai to Thane.
Okay.
Then it has to reach on like a Wednesday. So then the trucks which will be involving will be the right place will be Thane. The proper quantity will be the number of food bottles delivered.
Okay.
Or required, and the time will be when the truck reaches the store where they have to be delivered from Mumbai.
Okay, Panani, you're almost correct. I'll correct you on one point. Like what you said, right place, absolutely correct. If the requirement is in Thane, in a particular area, it will reach there. Right quantity also you said correct. Whatever the quantity is ordered or whatever is the demand, that will be there. But when we say right time means when it is demanded. I'll give you a simple example. For example, you all know in Maharashtra and Mumbai, the rainy season starts from May and June and July. Yes. Now, we have a requirement in Maharashtra for umbrellas and raincoat during the month from, you can say tentatively in the month of June to July, June onwards, right? Now, when is the demand for umbrella? Which month?
June.
Okay. Now, demand will arise in the month of June. Now, if the umbrellas reach in the month of March, do you think they will be sold?
No, ma'am.
No, they will not be sold. Do you think if umbrellas reach Lucknow, will they be sold?
No, ma'am.
No, the umbrella has to reach Mumbai, that means Maharashtra area where the rainfall is at the right time. At the right time means during maybe in the month of May. The stock should reach by month of May, so that in case the rain starts, the customers have the umbrellas with them. Do you agree? If the umbrellas reach by September, do you think it is the right time umbrellas have reached Maharashtra?
No, ma'am.
No.
Umbrellas have reached at a little late. So if they reach in September, do you think umbrellas will be sold at that time?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And for example, if the requirement of umbrella is 1 lakh rupees and we supply only 50,000, do you think we are giving the proper quantity which is required?
No, ma'am.
No. So what that means is right time means the right time when it is demanded. The right place means the right place where it is demanded. For example, in our case, it's Maharashtra. Okay, and the proper quantity means the amount of quantity which is expected to be sold. So when we say that commerce helps in supplying of goods, this means commerce helps in supplying the goods at the right place where it is demanded, at the right time when it is demanded, and in proper quantity, in how much quantity it is demanded. Am I clear, children?
Ma'am,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
extra umbrellas, they can be stored in the warehouses,
Yes,
right?
definitely. Yes, there should not be less stock. There should be adequate stock. Surplus can be there, depending again, same thing. So if it is a perishable item, too much of surplus will also lead to wastage. Agree? Umbrella is not a perishable item, correct? We can store umbrellas. But if it is vegetables and all, they are perishable. So we have to get an exact or accurate, approximate estimate how much vegetables we should carry. There should be less spoilage, less damage of things. Okay? Any other? Yes, Ritika, you wanted to ask me something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the commerce definition,
Yes.
I didn't understand like the operations which facilitate such buying and selling. What does this mean?
I just told you facilitate me transportation, your warehousing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we are going to do it in detail. Don't worry.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Any other doubt? Are you all clear with right time, right place, and property and proper quantity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'll proceed further. Okay. So the aim is clear. Now we do the next topic, that is role or functions of commerce. Okay. Now commerce plays a very vital role in removing the various hindrances which arise in the exchange of goods and services. Now please understand. Any idea what you mean by hindrance?
Ma'am, a blockage or
Okay.
Any
Blockage. Problem, absolutely
about
correct.
it?
Obstructs it.
Obstacles, correct, absolutely correct. I have very intelligent children with me, very good, absolutely correct. Hindrance means any obstacle or any problem which we are facing when we are distributing the goods, when we are taking the goods from the industry to the consumer. Now you can see we have different types of problems or obstacles here. Hindrance of person, hindrance of place, hindrance of time, hindrance of risk, hindrance of exchange, and hindrance of knowledge. Now, what do you mean by hindrance of person? Any idea?
if there is
Yes?
ma'am, if there is no person who is going to get it from place A to place B.
Correct. Absolutely correct, Panini. Excellent answer. Hindrance of person means that there is always a lack of contact between the producer and the consumer. The producer, that means the industry people, doesn't know to whom to sell. And in the consumer doesn't know where to go and buy the product. So who solves the problem? Traders. The people who are trading, the people who are buying and selling. I hope you have heard about the terms wholesaler and retailers.
Yes.
Yes. So wholesaler and retailers, they are the traders, they are the middlemen who helps to connect the producer. That means the people who are in the industries who are manufacturing goods, they connect the producer to the consumer. They bring both of them closer. So the hindrance of person is removed by whom? It is removed by trade. In trade, the trader helps for buying and selling of goods. Children, are you clear with this? What do you mean by hindrance of person and by whom it is removed? Okay,
Yes.
hindrance of person means there's a lack of contact between the producer and consumer, and who will remove this hindrance? Trade. And under trade, who will do it? A trader. Trader is a middleman. Yes, any doubt?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am not able to hear you on this device, so I'm logging in from another device. Is that okay?
Okay, who's that?
That's Rucha.
All right, fine. Okay. Okay, next we come to hindrance of place. Now, there's a major problem that producers have to send their goods from one place to the other. That means from to distant places. For example, if things are produced, maybe you say in Maharashtra, it has to be sent to Lucknow or Kanpur. It's quite a distant area, right? It's quite far away. Now they want to send their goods to a different area without any loss, without any damage to the products. Okay. Now who solves this problem? Transportation will solve the problem. Yes, somebody has raised their hand. Please ask me the doubt.
Ma'am, for perishable items,
Yes.
transportation should be really quick, right? Or otherwise, from getting there, they will.
Panani, I can hear you, but can you just repeat your question?
Ma'am, what do they do for perishable items, which for long distances might, get spoiled while reaching there?
Yes, yes. Panani, I hope you know we have different means of transportation.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we have thing is hindrance of time. Now, what is hindrance of time? As you all know, the goods are produced in large quantity depending upon the demand. Now, there's a time gap between the production and the consumption of goods. So, it becomes very necessary that we have to store the goods till the time they are sold. As I just gave you example of umbrellas. I told you that umbrellas are demanded in the month of June or May end. Now, if they are demanded in the month of June, can you tell me when will the umbrellas be manufactured, by which month? Any rough idea?
By March.
April.
Okay,
April.
March or April. So now the umbrellas are ready. Okay, the umbrellas are ready by March, April, or you can say beginning of May, right? Now, but the umbrellas are demanded in the month of June. Now, till that time period of 1 or 2 months, where are we going to keep the umbrellas? Warehouse. Yes. So that is what the hindrance of time. The hindrance of time means the time gap between production and consumption. That time gap, that problem of time, who solves it? It is solved by the warehousing. Okay, so warehousing helps to keep your good, helps to store your products, to protect. They also protect them from any rain or any fire or any pest and etc. So warehousing is a very important part of commerce. Okay, somebody had asked me in the beginning, what do you mean by operations which facilitate? These are the operations which we are doing right now: trade, transportation, warehousing, insurance. Am I clear? Okay, now we come to the next hindrance, that is hindrance of risk. As you know that when the goods are being transported from one place to the other in your any means of transportation, they might get damaged or destroyed, maybe due to flood, earthquakes, or maybe due to rainy season or anything. Okay, now what happens is packaging helps them to preserve the quality, but sometimes we have to insure our goods against the risk of fire, theft, or any kind of earthquake and flood. Who will help us in doing that? The insurance companies. So normally what happens is the business houses takes the insurance of their goods when they are transported from one place to the other. Apart from that, they can also insure their warehouses where the goods are kept. Okay, so the hindrance of risk, the risk against any kind of theft, the risk against any kind of fire, flood, earthquake, or when the goods are sent from one place to the other, all this risk is removed by whom? They are removed by taking the insurance policy. Children, am I clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody, any doubt? This is very important from your exam point of view. That is why I'm asking. Yes, Arushi.
Ma'am, during the transportation, if there is an accident and the goods are damaged, then who?
Hindrance of exchange. Now, what happens is buying and selling of goods between different persons living in different places requires common medium, that is payment. The payment has to be made in business, as you all know. There has to be a convenient and safe way of doing the payment. Now, who solves this problem? Who does it? It is your banks. Banks helps you to make and collect payment on behalf of their clients. Sometimes you also need the facility of credit. I hope you all have heard this word credit. Yes. Now, credit facility is very common in business. Who provides you that? That is done by the banks. Sometimes your customers give you not cash payment, they give you checks. So who will help you in giving you the payment for the checks? Again, bank. So hindrance of exchange, any kind of exchange of money, the problem is solved by the banks. For example, if you have taken an order and you have to give a payment to your customer who is on in some other city or another country. Now you can't give him cash payment. How will you give him the payment? You will give the payment through banks. So hindrance of exchange is solved by banks. Am I clear, children? Okay, now we come to the last hindrance, that is hindrance of knowledge. It is often seen that sometimes, the producer finds it very difficult to sell their goods and services because the customers are not aware of the features and the benefits of the product. Now, who will solve this problem? Who will solve this? Advertising will solve this problem. Advertising is done by the companies so that your customer gets the information about the product, the uses about the product, and so through advertisement they convince their customer to buy goods and services. So hindrance of knowledge which the customer don't have, who removes it? Advertising removes it.